Peace, everybody. What's good? This is our boy, Coach Malachi Williams, and you are now tuned to New Media Today USA. Let's go. All right, everybody, look. I'm going to get straight to the point. Now, I was watching an iFL interview at a MTK Global event on television, well, on the internet rather, anyways, of Tyson Fury being interviewed by iFL TV. You see what I'm saying? And there's something that he said within the interview. I will leave a link in the description below that leaves me very optimistic about the Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight. Very optimistic. But I'm going to tell you why I'm optimistic. Tyson Fury was asked a question in the interview. He said, man, listen, man, it seems like you pulling our leg. Or you pulling one on us. Because he was saying a lot of contradictory things in the interview. And I'm gonna cover it one by one. I'm gonna tell you exactly what he said. So Firy says that he hasn't been training at the moment. But then when the interviewer asked him, when was the last time that you sparred? Firy said that I just sparred yesterday. So wait. So first he said that, hey man, he stopped training. He hasn't been training anymore at the moment. He's been drinking 12 to 14 lagers a day, yada, 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 yada. But then when the interviewer asked him, he said that in one breath. And then when the interviewer asked him, when was the last time you sparred? He said, I sparred yesterday. So that's a contradiction and a lie right there. But that's not it. I'm gonna tell you why I'm optimistic, why I'm happy. So Tyson Fury looked damn good. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I've never seen him in shape like this. He looks good, bro. 6'9", he looks slim in the face. His body looks slim. Now, he's never gonna have a body like Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is the muscle man. Anthony Joshua is big and ripped. Anthony Joshua does look like a bodybuilder. He doesn't have the body of Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua has some damn good genes, so he doesn't have that body. You know what I mean? But the fact that he looks like he's in shape, the way he looks physically, is a total contradiction to what he's saying out of his mouth. So I think he's pulling a fast one on us. And he had me going crazy. Y'all know I've been tripping. I've been going off on Tyson Fury for the past couple of days, talking to a few of my contacts in the UK. I don't know what to believe. I'm confused. And the confusion is coming from Tyson Fury. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm real happy now. I'm real happy, guys. I'm back happy again. I'm real happy again. Now, second thing. Fury says that you never, hold on. Fury says that he don't know anything about no fight. Now, how you don't know anything about no fight, Fury, meaning you don't know the details of the fight, when you are the one that's in negotiations to fight Anthony Joshua? Come on, man, cut it out. I sat there and thought about it, and when I listened to what he said on iFL TV at the MTK Global event, I said, man, this guy's pulling a fast one. And if you see the interview, he was smiling. So I said, man, Tyson Fury, no, he putting a fast one on us. And even the reporters, the interviewer was saying that. He said, man, you're winding us up, man. You just winding us up. It's the same thing that Billy Joe Saunders is doing with Canelo. When they interviewed Billy Joe Saunders, they're saying, he said, hey, man, I'm just going to show up and take the money. I'm afraid of Canelo. He's the greatest in the world. I can't beat him. Yada, 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 yada. Of course, he's being sarcastic. And I think that's what Tyson Fury is doing. So also, let's see. Number 3, Fury says that he won't go back into training camp until he gets a date and a venue. So the hang up of this fight with him and AJ probably is they don't have a date and a venue yet. They might be waiting for something to materialize. You see what I'm saying? If that's the case, then I mean that Eddie Hearns, Frank Warren, and Bob Arum wasn't being truthful when they said everything is done. Everything is not done. You see what I'm saying? And even AJ, everything is not done. So you can't say that the fight is going to happen in June if you still have hangups about what the date is going to be, and if you don't have a venue. So it's not done as it relates to that. You see what I'm saying? So we solidified that side, the promoters on both sides, Fury side and AJ side, is pulling our leg. They wasn't being truthful about everything's being done right now. I'm gonna tell you why, because Frank Warren just did an interview that Kurt DeVille Counterpunch Boxing just he did an analysis on it. He did a great analysis. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. And Frank Warren was saying that when he was being interviewed, he wasn't sure when the fight was going to be. He was basically saying that the fight could happen in November. of this year. You see what I'm saying? Frank Warren confirmed that we're trying to find a venue right now. So they don't have a venue. And if they don't have a venue, you can't have a date. Why you can't have a date? Because you don't know where the fight is going to be at. Or you can have a date, but your venues is between 1 or 2 locations, and both of them may be open on that day. You see what I'm saying? So if there's not a venue, how can you have a date for a fight when you don't know where the fight is going to be at? That makes perfect sense. So Tyson Fury, in my opinion, was being truthful on that aspect. Now, let's go to the next thing. Okay, now, Firy says that he only needs 6 to 7 weeks to train to fight these bums, AJ and Wilder. So now he's saying that, hey, the inactivity is not a problem. I only need 6 to 7 weeks to fight these 2 bums anyways. I think Tyson Fury has been training all of this time, and he's still training. Why do I say that? Because his body looks damn good. When he wasn't training before in the past, when he fought Vladimir Klitschko, after the first fight, and it was lining up to the second fight, his weight ballooned up, he got all out of shape. This time, his body doesn't look nothing like that. He looks lighter now than he did in the first Wilder fight. So let me tell you something, man. I think Tyson Fury, you've been pulling a fast one on me. You got me upset. All you Tyson Fury fans, I guess you guys tried to tell me in my live on Peter Barnart's. You tried to tell me. A couple of people tried to tell me. But I'm just so damn confused. I want to see the fight. I'm upset. And you guys know that I've been on an emotional roller coaster about this Tyson Fury AJ fight. Because this is only the biggest fight that can be made in the sport of boxing right now today. You see what I'm saying? So come on, man. Y'all give me a break. You got to understand why I'm upset, baby. I want to see the fight. Okay, now, let's see what else we got. So he said that, I'm going to cover everything in what he said in this interview, right? Then Fury says that he's ready to fight tonight, tomorrow, or next week. Now, if a man that's been drinking 12 to 14 pints of lager a day and is not training anymore, if that's the case, does this sound like a man who's doing that? Apparently, Tyson Fury was putting our leg on that again. I don't know, because he's flip-flopping. He's flipping this way and flopping that way. Flopping that way and flipping this way. I don't know what to believe. But his body, the way he physically looks, tells me that the way he looks physically is not lining up with what he's saying out of his mouth. So, I think he's putting our leg on that. Also, number 6, Fury says that he don't need sparring or fights to beat Joshua or Wilder. But he's been sparring. You see what I'm saying? Because one minute he's told in the interview that, hey, he stopped training and he's been drinking beer. And now he's saying that when they asked him when the last time he sparred, he said yesterday. So if you don't need training or sparring to beat Wilder and Fury, which we know that's not true. Anytime you're having a heavyweight champion fight or any fight on a championship level of this caliber, you're going to have to fight and you're going to have to train for the people who you're going to fight. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you're going to fight Anthony Joshua. So we know he's been training. You want to know why? Because look at his body physically. Physically, he looks in great shape. And you can't be in shape if you're not training and eating right. Okay, now, and the last thing, the main thing that I want to cover is this. Firy says that you never know if I'm lying or telling the truth. You see what I'm saying? Why did he say that? Because he says when he tells the truth, people think that he's lying anyways. They don't believe him. So, and vice versa. When he's telling a lie, people think he's telling the truth. So, Tyson Fury admitted in the interview that he is a liar. You know what I mean? He said that he will lie, basically. That's not what he said word for word, but he said you don't know if I'm lying or telling the truth. So he said I could be lying and I could be telling the truth. He said you never know. So the people who are Anthony Joshua fans who says that Fury lies all the time, they are correct. Because Fury said it out of his own mouth in the iFL TV interview at the MTK Global event. So now he admitted that he does lie. So I don't need any more fans, Tyson Fury fans, or even Beyonce Wilder fans telling me that, hey man, Fury's just a big liar, yada, 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 yada. He admitted that he's a liar. He admitted that you never know when he's lying and telling the truth. This is a part of the head games. This is what Anthony Joshua was talking about when he said that, hey, I'm not going to fall for any Tyson Fury's head games. I'm not falling for that. His psychological games that he played, psychological games that you play is when you contradict yourself. It's when you say one thing and do something else. Or when you do something and say something else. You know what I mean? When you not being truthful one moment, but then being truthful in another moment, but then when you lie so much, people don't know when you lying or telling the truth. Just like Tyson Fury has said. So I'm not saying this. This is what Tyson the Gypsy King Fury has said. He said, you don't know when I'm lying or telling the truth. Because when he tells the truth, everybody believes he's lying. And when he's telling a lie, everybody believes he's telling the truth. So you don't know when I'm lying and telling the truth. This is what Tyson Fury has said. So now, why am I optimistic? You've been pulling our leg, Fury. You know how I know you've been pulling our leg, or how I believe you've been pulling our leg? Physically, you look good. He looks good physically. There's no way in the hell he's going to be drinking 12 to 14 pints of lager a day, and he looks as slim as he's looking. Because what? Beer makes you fat. Beer goes straight to your midsection, goes into your fat cells, and your fat cells swell up, and you become a big fat blob. Tyson Fury looks nice, slim, and fit. He is pulling our leg. He is lying. He is pulling one over on us. He got me over here pulling my hair out, and I don't even have any hair. I haven't had a haircut yet this week. I haven't shaved yet this week. You want to know why? Because of Tyson Fury. You did this to me, Firy. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you driving me crazy? Because I want to see AJ knock him out the box. Joshua get it on with Firy in the ring. Why? This is only a mega fight. This is only one of the biggest and greatest fights that can be made at this time in our current era of boxing. And I refuse to allow or let anyone get in the way of my dreams of watching someone become an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And when I hear Tyson Fury playing these games, and I'm not from the UK, so I don't know that Tyson Fury is known for playing these games, but from what I've been hearing from my friends and family and stuff from the UK, they tell me that this is what Tyson Fury does. The AJ camp says that Tyson Fury is a liar. Tyson Fury says that he lies. You never know when he's lying and telling the truth. And the Tyson Fury camp is saying, nah, these are just head games that Tyson Fury plays. Meaning that he lies and contradicts himself. Because head games mean that I'm lying and I'm lying and contradicting, and you don't know whether I'm coming or going. You see what I'm saying? So both camps are saying the same thing, but different variations of what it means. Me, I'll come to the conclusion is this. I'm happy, I'm excited, you can hear the excitement in my voice, you can see that I'm ready to get it on myself. I'll fight AJ or on Tyson Fury, because both of you are big dossers. You know, I think a dosser mean a bomber, whatever the case may be, I don't know. But anyway, I'll fight both of y'all. Now, I'm going to lose and get knocked out, true, but just cut the check, baby. Give me $1 million check, I'll step in the ring, fight hard for like the first 15, 20 seconds, and then down goes Frazier. You see what I'm saying? But other than that, guys, that's it. Tell me, what do you think? Do you think that I am correct in my assessment that Tyson Fury is really pulling our leg? Because he did say that you never know when I'm lying or telling the truth. This is what he said. Because when he tells the truth, people believe that he's lying anyways. So if that's the case, then do you think that he's pulling our leg? Look at how he looks physically. And then see from what your own eyes does his words match the eye, pass the eye test. Because if he's been drinking, not training, why is he looking slim? And then when the reporter asked him, when the interviewer asked him, when was the last time you sparred? He turned right around after saying that he stopped training and he'd been drinking beer. He turned right around in the next breath and said that, hey, I just sparred yesterday. So if you're sparring, that means you're training. If you're training, that means you're preparing. If you're preparing, that means you're getting ready for a fight. Now, he may not fight Anthony Joshua in June. He may fight Deontay Wilder in June. Not because he have to, because of an arbitration clause that's been, that Wilder lost, but because from a business standpoint, that's what makes sense. Why would he fight anything less than a Wilder if he's not going to fight AJ next? Because AJ is going to be his biggest payday ever in life, in history. But now, if he fights Wilder again, he says he's going to destroy Wilder. Now, this is the only question. If Fury fights Wilder next, right? And let's say Fury loses that fight. That's going to kill the AJ fight, because there's no way in the hell Anthony Joshua is going to fight Tyson Fury if he loses to Wilder and loses that WBC strap. So that's always dangerous. Now, even though Tyson Fury is very confident that he would destroy Wilder, but what if he don't destroy Wilder? What if Wilder land that lucky right hand punch from Alabama and catch Tyson Fury square on the chin, and Tyson Fury don't get up and can't recover? That means he would lose the belt, and if he loses the belt, more than likely he's going to want to get a rematch to fight Wilder again. But I seriously doubt that. Wilder will probably drag him through the mud because of this situation that's going on right now. Then that means that the AJ fight will be off. So I think that it would be dangerous for Fury to fight Wilder again right now, because there's really no guarantee that you're going to win that fight against Wilder. Even though you did beat him twice, in my opinion. But I'm just saying, this is boxing. This is the heavyweight division. Anything can happen. So your next two fights in my opinion, should be against Anthony Joshua. Because if you fight someone else and lose, then you lose out on the big money fight with Joshua anyways. And then Joshua lose out and trying to fight to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So if I was a promoter, if I was in both camps, it'll make sense to me. Listen, look, man, you are not going to fight Wilder next. You're going to have these last two fights with Anthony Joshua. It's the one that makes the most sense. It's the one that's going to generate the most money. And we're not going to take any chances with you fighting Wilder because we don't know what the outcome is going to be. Because if you lose that belt, then you'll fuck it up over here with AJ. Understandably so. You understand what I'm saying? So, all right, guys, y'all let me know what do you think. Tyson Fury did admit that he lies all the time. He said, you never know that if I'm lying or telling the truth. Because when I'm telling the truth, everybody believes I'm lying anyways. So do you think Tyson Fury has a valid point? Do you think that, yeah, Tyson Fury is a liar? Because he did say it out his own mouth. He did, in so many words, he's saying that he does play head games. He was smiling. But tell me, do you believe that he's back drinking and he is not training? Look at the interview. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. Look at his body, and you tell me, does it look like a man that has not been training? You see what I'm saying? Other than that, guys, that's it. This is our boy, Coach Malachi Williams, represent for New Media Today, USA, boxing. And also, please like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.